Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Feminine Podcast. I hope everyone is okay. I am okay as well, in case you were wondering. I will be doing podcast on a different topic than what I intended to do in the beginning. I wanted to make a topic on on how much I was unbothered of being called a gold digger, but I decided that I wouldn't do anything that doesn't feel right to me, and I just recorded this one and I just felt like I didn't want to publish it. So I decided to choose another topic, and this one will be about getting rich before wanting a man in your life. I'm not really telling you to be like fully rich and fully providing for yourself in a way, like being financially literate and being financially free. I was more talking about that in a sense of get a life before wanting to date a rich man. So, as I used to say, not every rich man are the same. You can't really compare Jay-Z to Donald Trump to Jeff Bezos. Like, they have different personalities and there are different archetypes of men. Maybe you want me to make a video on archetypes of men because I think it is important to know which kind of man you're talking to. And it's true for women as well. You might not want to talk the same way to different kind of people, if that makes sense. But most of the people fall into these categories and into these archetypes. So yeah, this is the case for men. And what I think is that even if they could be ball players, they could be singers, they could be artists, they can also be politicians, business owners, tech guys, or whatever. If ever they are like conscious men, healthy men, wealthy men, they wouldn't like to have a girl who has nothing for herself, spend some time with a girl who doesn't have any ambition. You will have to be like, I wouldn't say spoiled material, but like, yeah, you have to be the kind of girl we want to be spoiling. And I'm not saying that in a sense of you have to do everything right. Like some of the people are trying to portray that if you want to attract a rich man, you have to know everything about etiquette and you have to be wearing this type of things or this other type of things. But it's not really a common rule because some men really like women who are wearing jeans and sneakers and all those stuff. You know, if your guy is a ball player, maybe he will like the more Kim K vibe, like baddie. Back in the days, we called them baddies vibe. You know what I mean? Like a bit uncovered, a bit wearing tight-fitting clothing, the sneakers addict. He will like this kind of person. Some of these men like really natural women. It doesn't mean that you don't have to put any effort, but they don't like women who do surgeries and stuff. Anyway, I will not be talking too much about this topic because it has nothing to do with it. But what I wanted to say is that I'm not telling you to be fully perfect or to be like really rich and used to this lifestyle before. But I guess it is easier for you to be used to this lifestyle so that you can radiate this energy of luxury, and he has nothing else to do than adding to the lifestyle you already have. Because I realized that whenever I had like this different lifestyle where I didn't know anything, I was telling them I am passionate about traveling and all this stuff when I didn't even travel that much. I just told them that so that I wanted them to be spoiling me in traveling and in luxury and in restaurants because I was telling them that this is what I did. And they will ask me, what is your favorite restaurant? And I couldn't even answer. Crickets. So this is the kind of example or the kind of situation you wouldn't like to be into. You wouldn't like to be lying about your lifestyle. But if you can't afford to have this lifestyle, nowadays you have internet, you can be following people who go to this kind of place or who have the lifestyle that you want. And you might want to fake maybe having this lifestyle, where I just suggest to be honest, Like, I just really suggest you to be honest to this man. But if ever you want to lie, do your stuff. But I really think that you can't really lie on your energy because you're radiating something really quick. Most of the people I know that are bullied everywhere, like they have this kind of bully me energy. Sorry for saying this. It's not their fault, but they have this kind of bully me energy or this kind of I'm wounded energy I'm innocent energy, you can step on me energy. There are all these type of energies, and even if you don't know if you're radiating it or not, people can feel the energy you have and they respond to the energy you are radiating around. So you might be lying, but I don't think it will work for a long time. And I really suggest you to have this lifestyle before they even try to contribute to it. If you don't have this lifestyle, if you can't afford to have this lifestyle, and if it takes a long time for you to manifest the luxurious lifestyle you might want, to be spoiled by a man, or just to have a full-on provider, if you are already in a 50-50 relationship, as an example, and you just want your man to be providing for you, or you want to find, like, upgrade your man in a way, you want to find another one, I'm talking about rich men, but I'm not talking only about rich men. I'm also talking about providers. Maybe you just want a provider. You don't want him to be specifically rich, but you just want to have a comfortable lifestyle, or know that you can be a stay-at-home mother if you want to, instead of working. You know that his salary could cover other expenses you have. The main stuff that I wanted to say since the beginning, instead of talking about everything I have in mind. This is why I told you guys that my podcasts are really natural. The exact same thing that I wanted to talk about is the energy of desperation, and this is something I see a lot, but really a lot. I told you I was subscribing to a Patreon on Hypergamous Game, I'd say, and we had a group chat with the ladies, and they were asking like so much questions, and it came out of desperation. And they weren't the only one, because I was a part of them. This is why I stopped dating for a while, to be sure that I was like right in my mind before trying to go there with emotional issues. And I will suggest to you in the top corner, like the right corner in the little eye, as a suggestion, the podcast Why I Stopped Dating. But I was so much like of a desperate woman, you wouldn't even believe. You wouldn't even know that I had like so many years of self-development in a rock. It was horrible. Like, you come with the place of desperation and you don't even know what you're looking for. You're just trying to have dates and dates and dates, and you don't even keep up with what you're doing, and you didn't even get what you wanted. So yeah, and something else, like, you wouldn't want to come there with desperation, because you might be in survival mode, and survival mode isn't sexy. It's not sexy at all, because you might be there maybe rushing them in like, okay, we're on a first date, I don't even know his name, I don't even know anything about him, but I already want him to be spending money. I think it might be the same thing if he was asking you to have sex like on the first date. You wouldn't agree. He could be spending on you on the first date, but don't rush. Don't try to be over like pushy. You don't want to be pushy with him. Like, you just want him to be naturally providing for you by knowing each other, like, at least for a little while. It might be one date, it might be 2 days, it might be just typing together and just not chatting together. I wanted to say, like, video chatting and all this stuff. Maybe he will like your personality, and then he will want to be spending. But if you are here in an act of desperation, even when you want to get a job, you aren't coming with this act of desperation. Like, you don't come in job like, please, I beg, hire me. Like, you don't go there. Like, you just go there in a way that you know that they need you need them, but they need you more that you need them. So you might get the job because you feel it, you feel the job, like you have the right profile for the job. But if you go to a rich man with this sense of desperation, he will see it, he will sense it, and you can't fake it. Like, you definitely can't fake your energy. You're radiating an energy of desperation, of I don't have anything in my bank account, I'm losing my time having dates with men who aren't providing for me, I am overdrawn, but I'm trying to go on a date with them. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I'm not the only one to agree with that, because as I told you, I really like reading comments under other people's videos, because I love reading comments, I love testimonials. And on one of these feminine gurus live chat, sorry, I was talking about that, like, with another subscriber of ours, and we were talking about the same thing. We had the absolute same experience, and I was like, maybe I should share that on my channel, because it might be interesting for other women to understand why they need to be rich before getting a provider. And I always had like, whenever there is a situation, whenever there is a rule, whenever someone is advising me, I'm always like, but I want to be the exception to the rule. And there is nothing wrong with that, but I wasn't in this case. And I'm always like, yeah, but I know this girl who's sharing her lifestyle as a spoiled girlfriend. She was like broke, jobless, and all this stuff, but she found a guy, and she was faking having a job and all this stuff. But I'm like, yeah, of course, maybe it might be wrong first. She might be lying, or she might not be sharing everything about her life. And it's not a lie. Like, maybe you don't want to add your, like, to share your private life on internet. And secondly, maybe it was her case, maybe it will not be mine, because we are not the same age, we don't have the same appearance, like, we don't have the same experience, we are not living in the same country. So I really want you to be sure that you want to be the exception to the rule, because most of the people are on the exception to the rule. Like, we pretty much act the same since the beginning of human lives. I'd say if you read the Bible, there are stuff that could happen nowadays and you wouldn't be shocked. So it's not because we have smartphones nowadays, not because we are using YouTube and listening to podcasts, that stuff that happened back in the days aren't here today. Jealousy is a thing that happened back in the days. Spoiled women was there back in the days. So if it is happening nowadays, like, don't be shocked. There is rules. There are rules, and we are living by these rules. And the rule to me is to be rich before wanting a rich man. I'm not telling you to be as rich as him, but if ever you think you could be a broke ass woman, if ever you think you can be a broke ass woman and be attracting a rich man, you might not radiate at the same energy. You're not on the same frequency, energy speaking, and you might not match at the right time, to be honest. So I really want you to be like manifesting your life in your head, do your inner work, having your own journey. Maybe you might manifest a upper middle class man, and then you may manifest a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and then billionaire. I have no idea. Like, everyone has their own path, but I swear that if you come with an energy of desperation, you might be like really desperate yourself, and you don't want to be a desperate girl. Like, you don't want to be a pick me. Like, you know that you're not a pick me anymore. You know how pick me be acting. You know that you want to be spoiled. You go there with the right intentions, and then you end up not being spoiled, maybe paying for your own Uber, maybe paying for your own gas to get there, maybe making so much effort for the makeup you're applying, and then when you arrive there, you don't get the efforts that you wanted them to put. It means that you're radiating the wrong energy, and that you have limiting beliefs that are blocking your blessings. And I don't want you to be in this kind of relationship, losing your time, wasting your energy going on dates that wouldn't suit you. And I didn't understand at the time why, there's boy girlfriend, hypergamous gurus, feminine gurus, and all this stuff, like this whole world of like whole community of being feminine, dating up, and all this stuff. They were always saying, be right first and know that you have a situation. And in the beginning I was like, what the hell? Like, back in the days when I was younger, when I was a student, I didn't even have a job. Like, I didn't even have my first job at the time, but I was provided for. But I wasn't provided for, to be honest. They were giving me like some little money, few hundreds here and there, but they weren't fully providing for me. They was just giving me some money for punctual dates, but I wouldn't see them again, as an example. Or I just had this issue of having to struggle to get that money. Like, I had to lie, I had to do all of this stuff because I was coming with desperate energy. And then I had my first job, but I went bankrupt again. And I was like, oh my God, like, I lost my job. Like, I was completely jobless. I was broke. And I started dating again. And I went back to this energy where I wasn't the price anymore. And you have to know that you are the price, and you have to feel like it. And to be honest, maybe I'm one of this person. When I don't have money in the bank, I still feel worthy. I still have this idea in mind that a man is supposed to be providing for me, but I don't embody it fully, because I know I want him to be spending. I want him to, like, I'm in a rush, the bank is like, you have to cover this overdraft before we block your account. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be in this kind of situation and wanting to be dating someone. I don't really tell you to be like fully rich, like providing for yourself, having full luxury and all this stuff. I'm just telling you to have a normal situation. And most of these men like to know that you have at least a job or you're studying something. They don't want you to be doing nothing. That is really weird not to be doing anything. Like you have something going for yourself. It might be a little, maybe a side business, like a small business, you know. It doesn't have to be something really fancy, but they have to know that you are like taking care of yourself, that you are a bit independent for yourself, that you know how to live by yourself first, and it makes you independent emotionally. And then they will be able to fully provide for you. And even if you think that it might be a limiting beliefs from my side, because anyone can have anything if they trust, like if they believe in it. If you believe that even as a broke ass homeless girl you can get a rich man to be providing for you, great. If you have like this this way of seducing, and the damsel in distress is your way of being provided for, that's great. That's really great. But if ever you are this kind of person like me, who is in a freaking desperate energy, trying to date multiple men at the same time, like doing rotational dating, but just to get like some cash, because I'm over trips, I'm over shopping sprees and restaurant. I don't mind about receiving gifts. Like I love cash because I know that I can use it and do whatever I want. And I'm really into investing and saving and all this stuff. So cash is really important for me. A bit more important than receiving a gift. It depends on the gift, of course. But there are moments in my life where I go bankrupt because I was this kind of person, but now it's getting better. And I was so bankrupt, and I was going with this energy of desperation like you have no idea. So I really suggest you to not become rich, but have at least a lifestyle, like a little situation, to know that you are not like relying on this man, you're not fully dependent of this man. Being provided for doesn't mean being dependent on someone. Like you wouldn't want to be dependent on someone when you know that in 2023 you can have a job, you can have a bank account, you can vote for the president. Like you know that you can be fully providing for yourself, but you don't want to. You want to use this main money. Okay, I understand. There are some people who could be providing for themselves, but they prefer living at their parents because it costs less. They know that they can use their parents' house so that they don't have to pay rent. You know what I mean? So maybe you don't want to do the same thing with this man if it is what you want, but I really suggest you to be able to cover your expenses by yourself. And then at this point, you will not be desperate, you will not be like falling into their arms like you would be like you will do for a shitty job, I'd say, because I've done so many shitty jobs, you have no idea. And I didn't have any passion, I didn't have any motivation, I didn't have any determination. I wasn't like, oh my god, I want to do this job so bad. I was like, I need this freaking money and I can't do something else. So if ever they ask me for my motivation, I will be lying as hell. I'm here with an energy of this desperation. I just want this job, I can't do otherwise. Like I'm so freaking desperate, and I don't want you to be in this energy like when you are trying to find a job to pay your rent with a man, because it's not the same thing. Like companies, they know that you need money. A man might not know that you need money, and he thinks that you're like just doing okay, you're doing fine. So they wouldn't understand why you are rushing them, you are pushy, you are suggesting money every time. There are men who aren't bringing sex like before the 10th date, or they don't bring sex at all because they don't want to make you comfortable, but you don't stop bringing in money, like you don't have anything else to talk about. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want you to be in this situation, and you might lose some potential boyfriends or men, or I don't really like talking about boyfriends, to be honest. I will make a podcast on why being a girlfriend is like so freaking outdated. Like you don't want to be a girlfriend anymore, but it is another topic. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I don't want you to be in this kind of situation, and you might lose some potential men where you could have a good chemistry and you could match truly, but instead of matching, like you were in the wrong energy, desperation and survival mode. And I know that plenty of people know how much survival mode can be tricky, and it's not the where you want to be to start dating. You have to be fully able to provide for yourself and be okay with yourself and being independent like financially and emotionally. And I think that financial independence helps you not being emotionally attached to a job or to a man as well, because you have choice, and I really want you to have choice. And when you don't have anything for yourself, you don't have choice. I literally forgot to make the outro of this podcast for some reason, so thank you so much for listening to this one. Don't hesitate to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video to someone who needs it, and see you in the next one. Bye.